I'm here. Yeah. Hello. Well, look, the last time we tried to start the Christmas party, if I remember rightly, I stood up and pulled out my own connection from the internet. So, and I think, to be honest, hello everyone. If you're there, give us a shout, say hello. Caimh here from my particularly messy office. I'll explain why that is in a minute. I think, to be honest, yeah, I think that filter. There's a filter thing on the thing we use that says you can make yourself look better. I think it's still on. I apologize. This isn't real, folks. This is 100% real. Look at that. Wonder Wife just presented me to this. She told me she got me a Christmas jumper, and this genuinely turns out that it's 95% lycra, 5% polyester. So if I go near a Christmas candle, this is going to be a disaster. I think that filter genuinely is on. I'm debating whether I'm not going to start again, but hello to everyone. Page Turners of Word Wranglers, indeed. Love the sweater shirt. Thank you very much. Do everyone say hello? Tell us as always where you are. Lovely to see some familiar names. Hi from South Wales. Yeah, I'd imagine there's quite a few big trucks going around you. The trap, ladies and gentlemen. Because I got back from Ireland in the middle of I went to Ireland yesterday and I came back today because I was seeing my mum. Because we've got people from all around the world. You won't notice. Holyhead is the main port that goes between. The ferry that goes between England, Britain, and Ireland. It's in Wales, actually. It's on the edge of Wales. And I was supposed to be going home for a week at the start of December. There was a storm and it damaged the thing. And they've literally gone saying, "Oh, we have to close the ferry port for the next 2 days," which I thought initially my ferry was supposed to be the first one to go. And then they went, "Oh no, it's going to be most of the rest of the week." So the ferry was cancelled. Then they said, "Oh, it's going to be another week." So my next ferry was cancelled. And then God love them as all, because I wasn't at that point. I said, "Well, I won't come home." And I went home and I flew home instead, which I'll get to. Then they announced this week that the ferry port's going to be closed for a month. And like how someone can go from thinking it'll be open in a day to 2 days to a week to another week to a month. As a friend of mine said, well, I love the Welsh. I'm not sure that they have their best people working on this because it did seem rather bizarre. So anyway, it's lovely to see everyone coming in. Hello from Yorkshire, hello from Sussex. Oh, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you're all in good festive form. And we're going to have, basically how tonight works is, we got a few guests, one of which, if you're in at the start, you saw, because he didn't get himself out of the feed in time. Chris McDonald, unfortunately, can't be with us this evening. He had something come up, but we'll have him on next time. He's a great guy. If you can't get a chance, he's written the Christmas books under Chris Frost, and they're a delight, and he's a lovely, lovely man. So we'll have him in at a later date for something else. But yes, we're going to do is we've got a couple of fabulous guests, friends to anyone who's been on these things before. The wonderful Mark Stay is with us. He's going to come on and have a chat and stuff. And we have Brendan McDonnell, the wonderful Brendan McDonnell, our narrator for all the Stranger Times stuff. He's going to be here as well. Other people, Morgan T. Jones actually was hoping to be here, but unfortunately we couldn't get the schedule to work because he's doing a production of, it's the last night tonight of a production of Streetcar Named Desire in Dublin that he is in. I presume he's in one of the big roles. I think he might be the bloke who shouts Stella. I've never seen it. I hear it's great though. But Morgan is doing that. But we did Wonder Wife will also be on, of course. And also, big announcement, ladies and gentlemen. I have written a book for the first time with a co-author. And we will be introducing them in a few minutes' time, my co-author. By the way, I genuinely think I have got that filter on, or it's not come off. And I think do I look as weird as I feel I look? Because I feel like I look weird. Like it's Instagrammed my face. But it can't fix the beard, so it just makes it look weirder. But there you go. And it was Snow. Oh, sorry, just looking at it. Snowman's here. Morgan is probably playing Mitch. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm sure whatever it is, he's knocking it out of the park. He's an absolute professional. In fact, if anyone's there, we do have a little Christmas card video. So Wonder Wife, I don't. This is all very technical now. Wonder Wife, would you like to try and play it? And while you're doing that, I might disconnect and see if I can come back in with this filter off because it's really bothering me. Does that? I'll just see if my wife wants to pop on.
I can't be with you on this auspicious Christmas party gathering of the Bunnyverse. Massive apologies, but it's because I'm here. Glamorous backstage in Smock Alley Theatre doing a production of Streetcar Named Desire. And rehearsing a crazy musical called Celtic Exodus, which is going to be up in the complex in Dublin in January. But have a wonderful Christmas, all of you. And I know that if Bunny was able to speak for himself, he'd say something along the lines of, "Don't mind him, he's only a fecking gobshite," which is what I am. Happy Christmas.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. And I've taken the filter off. I presume at some point Morgan's face is not going to take. He's a lovely man, but it'd be weird if that's there for the whole night. Can everyone? I'm back in. I wonder what. There we go. Let me just check in the private comments. Do I look okay? This is how I really look, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I've now taken off the weird filter. So I'll be honest, it was freaking me the hell out. I'm really happy that's gone, because especially with my office. If you had a filter that could clean up my office, then I'd be in for that. I'm super blurry. Am I super blurry for everyone else? Hi from Denver, Colorado. We don't know. Oh, Siobhan in Denver. That's it. Can everyone else see me? Do I look? Oh, I'm super blurry. Okay, well, I'm super blurry. I look okay at my end. Wonder why? Do you want to pop on? Because if I have to pop off and come back on again, we need somebody on the screen. Someone needs to come in and say hello. So maybe there we go. Hello. So you cannot see? Am I blurry? Really?
Yeah, you are. There is something that you can do under that setting for the filter. You can make it, I think, super subtle. So if you go for super subtle, you won't.
All right, welcome to live tech support for Christmas, folks. I'm going to log out and then come back in again. This is so smooth. Back in a minute.
Hello, everybody. Whilst he's disappeared, I might as well say hello and Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. It's a Friday night, and we know that you could be doing a million other things that are far more enjoyable than hanging out with us. So thank you for doing that. We're going to have a fun evening, hopefully. We've got some brilliant guests, as Caimh has already said. We've got the wonderful Mark Stay, the wonderful Brendan McDonnell as well. So, you're in for a treat. And just waiting for Caimh to reappear. I don't know, maybe he's left. Maybe he's just decided that, the filter is the way forward for him. Aha, here he is.
How am I now? Am I still blurry? Why is she gone? Why is she disappeared? Can someone tell me if I'm okay? If someone would like to say something in the private chat, or say something, or you look pixelated to me. Well, that doesn't sound good. Right. You're still blurry. Okay, love, you better come back on. I'm going to go back out and turn it off and then see if we can do something that way. I'll go back to I'm going to go to a lower resolution, okay? Sorry. Elaine, stay on camera till I come back. Right. Okay.
So, it's really high-tech stuff tonight. There should be some more entertainment other than Caimh being blurry. I don't know, maybe it's an improvement. Maybe this is the way forward. But yes, we should hopefully get that sorted. And then you'll have him back in full Technicolor glory. So I'm going to bring on Mark now. So Mark can at least take part of the conversation with me. And then once he's back, I'll bring him back on stage.
Hey, hello Elaine. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to all you lovely people out there. How fuzzy am I? Am I pixelated? Because I'm naturally
at all.
No, well, I'm naturally fuzzy anyway. So people come up to me in the street and squint at me and think they need to go to Specsavers or whatever. So I've just got one of those faces, I'm afraid. But yeah, Merry Christmas to you.
He has reappeared. So
has he?
Yeah, let's see how he looks. No, still pixelated.
Really? It looks fine here. Oh, Christ. I think I'll have to come down and, I'll come down to you, love.
All right, then.
Okay. Right. These two were going to now duet last Christmas, and they've been practicing all week, and it's incredible. So if you do that now, I'll be down in a second.
I don't know if anybody wants that. I don't know.
I think there's enough suffering in the world without my singing making it any worse. So let's not do that.
It's taken Whamageddon to a whole new level.
See, I have no problem with Wham. I love Wham. Wham, and Careless Whisper got me lots of slow dances at school discos.
Sorry. Caimh is ringing me for some unknown reason. Don't know if he wants me to take a live call. Or... Hi.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for your hellos in the comments. It's lovely to see you all. He's not there anymore. He's coming down the chimney, I guess. I mean, it would be one of Caimh's live shows if he didn't pull a socket out or crash through a window or suddenly go fuzzy all of a sudden. So,
I mean, I think he's saving the crashing through the window for a special occasion. So yes, one day.
So, what's what your plans for Christmas? Are you ready yet? Have you got all your prezzies? Are you ready to go?
No. I generally the 24th of December is when I suddenly go, oh, I might be out of time. I might need to do something. So yeah,
right.
That's pretty much what I do.
Very bold. Yeah, pop to the SO Garage gift shop. That's always
that's where you get the best gifts from.
You want to tell
exactly?
There is a story about a time in the past where I may have inadvertently forgotten Caimh's birthday. I hadn't forgotten. I knew it was his birthday, and I had bought things, but I hadn't bought things to give to him like on the way home. So I had to stop off and get, and it's terrible because he used to smoke, and I absolutely hated it. But because I'd forgotten to get him a present, I went and brought him a pack of fags. I am so sorry. I'm this sorry that I'm buying you cigarettes.
Yeah. So do you want me to
dear.
Right, so I'm going to disappear, and Caimh will come back.
Just let me sit down because I'm right behind you. Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
I'm still blurry, and this is officially weird. Look, probably grab my laptop and although we should probably crack on. I should probably I'll go through the announcements and everything. And Mark, you can pop off for a sec if you want.
Okay, let me pop off.
Oh, I have to remove.
By the way,
no, he's removed himself. If I'm blurry now, by the way, that's just my face. There's nothing more you can do. You'll need a charger for that. You also can't do it right beside me because we'll be echoey. You need to go to the other room. Hello, Caimh here. It's been a day. I'll tell you. Actually, this does fit in. This is my day, ladies and gentlemen. I went home. I was in Dublin. I'll ask Mark about this. I have a feeling most writers are the same. I get insomnia quite bad. So I was in Dublin for literally 24 hours. See my mum yesterday and my mum today. And I didn't get to sleep because my brain wouldn't shut up till like 5:30 in the morning. So then I slept through my alarm clock. Supposed to be up at 8 o'clock to go see my mum and then get on a plane and come back. Woke up at 9:30. And like, oh my God. Woke up, literally was in a taxi 10 minutes later to go see my mum. Left the Kindle behind with an unpublished book of mine on it. So if anyone wants to break into my mother's house, you can see that. But I managed to get a taxi, then got in to see my mum, which was great. And I managed to leave. Then, while trying to get my taxi back to the airport, 2 different taxis took the booking, and then I could watch them on the little map on Uber going the wrong direction before eventually having to cancel it in a fairly disastrous thing, to the point where I thought and then I got a taxi driver who, God love him, drove like an absolute arsehole and got me to the airport and got me back. So I was standing there freaking out while this is true. I got whamageddoned while my 84-year-old mother was taking her turn going around the car park of the lovely residential home she's in the horse and carriage being driven by Santa Claus, because they bring out the residents and they do this with them. It's a lovely thing. But it was quite weird when you're freaking out going, I'm going to have to stay here for the whole Christmas because there'll be no more flights. And your mum's been brought around on a horse and carriage with Santa Claus. So yes, and then we got back and the boiler died. So literally, Elaine rang me when I was on getting up when I was coming through customs going, our boiler just died. There's no heat until Monday. So luckily though, it's gorgeous weather in Manchester, so we're fine. But yes, so there you go. That was my day. I hope you've had a better day. And sure, what's more important is we're all here now. And I'm just going to check in on the show chat. Oh, hang on a sec. So yes, I hope everybody is having a lovely time. I will start off with the announcements. Oh, she's got the sound on for something. That's going to be annoying. Just to give you an update, thanks very much for everyone who gave us all the lovely feedback on Fortunate Son. We're really happy with how it went, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. And Morgan, as always, did us a wonderful job and God, we are blessed with narrators, and we've always said. And yes, keep an eye on your. All I'll say is keep an eye on your inbox, ladies and gentlemen. And there might be a little bit of bunny between now and the new year. That's all I'm going to say there. It might be a little bit of bunny, just a little bit of bunny to say thank you for everyone for all their wonderful support. In other writing news, I have finished the first draft of Stranger Times 5. And I'm reworking it, and then it goes to Wonder Wife, and then off to the publishers. That's all happening. In other Stranger Times news, as some of you might be aware, we've said before, but we always wanted to put out a proper collection of all the short stories from the podcast. But we're always like, oh, that they're recorded by lots of different people, and there's different sound qualities. Great, but they're all different technical things and all that. And we always thought it was a bit odd that you'd have people's voices done by not Brendan. Like, you'd have characters you might know from the books. So what we're doing is, and we come up with this idea, and then as soon as we come up with it, we say, why did we not think of this before? We're delighted to announce, we don't know exactly when, but at some point, first half of next year, Stranger Times fans, that book, the next Stranger Times book's coming out probably October, but the full book, the novel. But before then, we are going to have a short story collection with the best of short stories from the podcast, the award-winning podcast. And they will be narrated by the one and the only Brendan McDonnell. Brendan's going to do all the stories again for us. We're absolutely thrilled. We just think it seems like such a good idea. And I can now hear my wife logging on the other room, so I can hear her. So she might want to grab some headphones, maybe. Welcome to the smooth running operation we've had this year. And yes, so we're doing that with Bren. But before all that, though, I did mention I have written a book. They've been waiting very patiently in the wings. My new co-author. I'm just checking if they're going to be ready to come on screen. I think I might have to fill for a minute.
Surprise!
But already you're a bit blurry now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to announce I have. You've got echo, love, by the way. You want to just come here? Yeah. You're here. You need to turn it off. Yes. If you grab my headphones or something like that. Yes, I am delighted to say that we have written a book together, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before you get too excited, I should explain. It's coming out. It'll be out probably in English. It'll be out, I'd say, just over a year. Which I know sounds like a long time. Here's the explanation of what's going on there. Myself and Wonder Wife have written a book together. The book is set in Cologne, which is in Germany, for anyone who's not terribly good at the old thing. Love, we got echo again. Sorry, we're pretending to live this, but basically it's set in Cologne. It's called Ursula and the V Squad, or the V Team. I think V Team, because apparently the word squad doesn't work well in Germany. But yes, we've written it together. It's kind of more of a fantasy thing in this. It's sort of more like the Stranger Times, but it's got a cast of female characters. It's kind of using an old, if anyone Germans might know it, it's using a sort of German, really folk tale that we kind of learned about when we were over there. We loved the idea. We came up with this idea for it. And myself and Wonder Wife wrote that book earlier this year. And our brilliant German publishers, Eichborn, we sent it to them. Genuinely, we sent them a part of it and said, just in theory, we'd like to know what you think of it. And due to a slight communication issue, they sent us back a publishing contract. And we went, oh no, we were just asking if you theoretically. And they were like, okay, well, yes. So we had to write that. So we finished. That's finished, and that's going to be coming out in Germany in May. And then we're working out what's happening with the English version, but it obviously will be out in English at some point. So that will probably be out possibly January 2026. But as I say, there'll be bunny books next year, of course, as well as the Stranger Times book and the Stranger Times collection. So there's tons of stuff on all fronts coming out, is what I was about to say there. And yes, and myself and Wonder Wife is now turned from hunter to the hunted, as it were, from being editor to. So that's all of that. So I hope that is exciting for you. It is for me, and I hope everyone's. Yes, we're all looking for. I'm looking forward to. Yes, somebody's saying increase alert. By the way, German book. Genuinely, the amount of times I've said this to my own. I think my mother about the book being in German, and my own mother went, "You can speak German." It's like, no, Mum. How would I have learned a language that you? I can't. They tried to teach me French and Irish in school, neither of which I'm any good at. And like my mother had to force me, and then she just suddenly went, have you learned German? It's like, no. I mean, Wonder Wife has picked up quite a bit of it now. She can say quite a bit of stuff with Duolingo, mainly about dogs playing pianos for some inexplicable reason. But yes, so that's all coming out. Anyway, that's all that out of the way. Let's get our guests on, ladies and gentlemen. First up, if Wonder Wife is in position, if you'd like to fire the two boys onto the screen, I'm going to grab one of my ciders from this. Oh, there we are.
Hello.
Tell us about Peg. Oh, someone asked me about Peg. I'm not talking about Peg again. I got in trouble for that last time. Brendan, Mark, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas, Queen. Merry Christmas, Mark. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas
I
to
like
you
how
all.
Lovely
you
to
are
see
wearing
you all.
Santa Claus hats, and I am just.
Yeah.
By the way, that genuinely.
But that's an
happened.
awesome jumper.
Thank you very much. That genuinely happened yesterday in the supermarket. The one where I found the picture of the Irish salads. If anyone's watching, I think it went viral. I was in the supermarket, and this mother was giving out to her daughter, going, "Now, babe, so Santa's watching you," and I could see her clock me, and then go. And I was like, in my head, I'm going, "Don't! If you do, this will not go well for you."
You mentioned Holyhead earlier.
Yes,
It was a trip from Holyhead to Ireland when I was a child, where I learned the truth about Father Christmas. We were going by
What
ferry
truth?
to see.
Can you say the truth?
Yes. Just let's skirt around it. Let's not be like that C of E vicar a few weeks ago. Yeah, we were going to see my grandparents in Limerick, but this was late 70s and it was the height of the Troubles, and Mum and Dad had packed my Christmas presents, but they had to unwrap them to make sure that. So that's how I discovered the truth about Father Christmas, and B, I also discovered that I got the Darth Vader TIE fighter I'd asked for Christmas, and that was
Cool
that was
present,
also.
Mark.
That was also the year that we were at my grandparents' for Christmas, and they showed the Star Wars Christmas holiday special, which is the worst thing that Star Wars has ever done. It's up against some pretty stiff competition.
Yeah,
And my granddad kept turning it over to the racing, and I was very upset with him. But of course, I realised now he was trying to save me from myself.
Yes.
So that's the word Holyhead took me straight back to
They
that.
made you unwrap them in case they were like weapons that you were.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, how did you? By the way, I generally have a someone. I have "Satan isn't real" on a T-shirt, if you know what I mean. Which I've always thought it's hilarious for me to walk around in. But because I'm also not as big of a prick as I'd like to think I am, I have never worn it outside the house. I literally take it out, put it on, I realize what it is and go, huh, and then take it back off again and put it back in the cupboard. Literally, a piece of article of clothing I put on for like 20 seconds every month by accident, have a laugh, and then put it back in the cupboard again. So, yes. Brendan, have you any traumas from your childhood you'd like to discuss with us?
Well, it's funny because Mark was, I think we can safely assume that everyone who's watching tonight is over the age of about 11 years of age.
I would assume so. If not, fair warning, folks. Brendan is going to get naked in a minute. You might want to
I won't tell you how old my wife was when she discovered the truth, but it really ruined her A levels. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Claire.
Well, I was re-traumatized there because I remember being, I think 9 years of age, and having my cornflakes in the morning, going to school, and it was like the first week of December. And as always in my house, the radio was on. It was RT Radio 1 in the morning, and some geezer was on, and I think he was a politician or something. And he used an analogy, and he said, I mean, it's like a child finding out there's no such thing as Santa Claus. And I'm like, what's the man saying, Mummy? I was absolutely distraught.
Public enemy.
What a way to find out.
Oh, wow.
Like, God. You know, there is, as I know you have a few kids as well, Mark, but my boys are 14 and 15 now, and you discover that it's a very short window of that time where they fully comprehend and understand Santa, and then that's at about 4, and then you hit peak Santa excitement about 8, maybe 9, and then by 10, 11, it's done. So it's a short window, you know. And for me,
Yeah,
it was just
you know, when they say, you know, what do you want for Christmas? I said, just give me money.
yeah.
The magic is gone.
That's kind of where I am now. Yeah,
I can remember with my 2 nephews coming out of mass because you know, been forced, and but I was like, I had change in my pocket. This is how long ago it was, folks. People still carried change with them. And I had change in my pocket, and I literally was like, when they were little kids, and I'm like rattling the change in my pocket, going, oh, "What's that? Is that Santa's sleigh?" And they were like, "Oh." And, yeah, and like the youngest of them is now going to make the Dublin minor football team. So that's how long ago that was.
Yeah. I grow up fast, mate. I grow up fast.
They do indeed. By the way, I should say to everyone, thanks to everyone for coming in. It's lovely to see so many people here. We did ask an email we sent out. I haven't properly really explained this to Mark, never mind anyone else. That we asked people, we're going to basically make Brendan be a performing monkey. And what we're going to have him do is, we came up with the idea is, we asked people to give us lines from famous films, which Brendan is going to say in a accent that people have also given him to do. So it'll be like regional accent. It's not be impressions of celebrities or anything like that. I did try and make that clear because he did say, please don't give me celebrities to do. But
I said no such thing.
Wonder Wife has looked through them, and we said, like, you know, most of them shouldn't be racist. So fingers crossed. We said at no point is he going to use any makeup, so it should be reasonably okay. But yeah, what we're going to do is basically, I'm calling it narrator charades. Everyone can play along at home. We're going to do, Brendan will decide, we'll see how we're going, but about, God, it's nearly 9:30 already, but we'll say about 7 or 8 of them. And what we do is you have to guess the film and the accent, and then at the end, Brendan will tell us all with which ones he was doing. And
can we go with narrades?
Narrades, lovely. Narration charades. I like it. Narrades. I like it because it also sounds like it could be a name of one of your kids.
Narrades, come here. What are you doing,
narrades? I was genuinely sick by the way.
Yeah, dinner's on the table, narrades.
I was genuinely in. I was in the airport in, I think it was in Manchester side yesterday, and this woman was beside me trying to work on her laptop, and she had the kids with her and stuff. And God love her, the kid ran off. One of the kids ran off, and he came back like a couple of minutes later, and he was wearing a big pair of sunglasses. And he went, "Mary, look!" And she was like, "Oh, no, that's great. Where did you get them?" And he just lifted them out of his shop. She was like, "Oh God!"
secretly proud of his skills in shoplifting.
But yes. So I think, let me just check with my wife. Without further ado, I think we probably will get going on the narrades now that we have such a good name for it. So I must admit, I'm not on my normal PC. So love, if that's not a good idea, shout. Otherwise, we're going to go for it. Go. Oh, she's there. Right. Great. Right. Okay. In your own time, Bren. Give us the pen and paper. Grab a pen and paper, ladies and gentlemen. And no cheat now. No looking at other people's answers. So, Brendan, give us line number 1.
Top of the page. I never liked a girl well enough to give her 12 sharp knives.
Ooh. I mean, obviously, it's Portuguese. Mark has a definite advantage in this because Mark.
I said I never liked a girl well enough to give her 12 sharp knives.
See, it's gas. I'm only thinking of films that are set in the country. I think that accent. Let's be honest, that's definitely.
Are these all Christmas movies? They're
not all Christmas movies, but Mark, this one might be.
Oh,
just saying.
I
never liked a girl well enough to give her 12 sharp knives.
But Mark has he had like subscriptions to Empire magazine and stuff and Total Film and all this. So he's
No, I still have my Empire magazine
collection. I'm cross with myself.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go on to number 2 then.
There it is.
Oh, nice. Let's keep showing him up how nice his office is compared to the brief tip we saw before I had to get out because my office is so bad my camera refused to show it. That's how bad it was.
You can only see curtains there. You're all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're fine, but now it's so. Yeah. Right, number 2. Give us number 2. Go on.
Okay. In Sicily, women are more dangerous than shotguns.
That's the Godfather.
You're supposed to write down the answers.
Sorry.
This is a fairly lucky though it is.
You big.
I definitely knew that one. I definitely knew that was that one.
I think I got the first one as well, but I'm going to keep that to myself.
Okay, well done and belatedly realised now this is supposed to work, Mark. Right, give us number 3, Bren. You're doing great.
You brought the fucking Pomeranian bowling. You brought the fucking Pomeranian bowling.
I got know that one. Yeah.
Bowling is the clue there.
Sorry. Jesus, tough. I haven't got one of these yet. It's I can't remember the name of it. All right, go on. I'll come back to it.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. With all the cultural appropriation.
I don't know if cultural appropriation so much. It's just. I mean, to be fair, in his defense, I should say someone wrote in and asked him to do that. That's not his own. That's
what they asked for. Yeah. I'm gonna move straight on to the next one.
Yeah. I don't think we'll do that one again, if I'm honest, Brent.
Jeez.
Oh, fucking hell, we got cancelled for you.
Okay, I'm gonna cut out all the other ones.
Don't do another one of those. If any consolation, I blame my wife for sending that to you.
Well, it's true. She sent all of them to me.
Yeah. So yeah,
I have to thank you. Okay. Wait, master. It might be dangerous. You go first. Wait, master. It might be dangerous. You go first.
Hang on. Is that like a person rather than a?
It might sound a bit like Mayor Quimby.
That's exactly who it is. Nailed it. I can't get any of these. I mean, you're doing a fantastic job, Brent. Don't.
You're doing a fantastic job, but I have no idea who you're doing.
It turns out I've only seen 2 films. And both of them are Love Actually.
Sister Act 1 and 2.
Yeah. By the way, I quite like Love Actually. Everyone always slags it off. I think it's all right.
It's horrible. No, it's horrible.
It's terrible.
A hateful movie.
Yeah.
Hateful. Emma Thompson is good. But it's a horrible. She's good, but she's an abused wife.
Oh yeah, I mean, but to be fair, they do recognize that. It's not like he's, it's the whole tragedy.
As for that, Keira Knightley, I think you're perfect. I'm trying to cheat, go behind my best friend's back, and I've stalked you for years. Look at all the close-ups of you in the video.
It's all about men who can't bring themselves to talk to women, which is a very public schoolboy thing. And it's a very Richard Curtis thing. It's like, we put women on a pedestal and we don't talk to them. And I've also heard, and I can't take credit for this, is Julia Rayside. She said the alternative title for it, close your ears, children, it should be Fuck the Help. Because it's all about older men screwing the women that work for them. It's
like Colin Firth with your one. Yeah.
His assistant. Yeah. The Prime Minister and Martine McCutcheon.
And I still squirm when I think of Hugh Grant dancing. Jesus Christ.
See, I thought
enough of that.
Sorry to ruin it for you, Queeve. Sorry, but it's.
I must admit that older men doing the help thing is Okay, well you're brilliant.
The good thing is it distracts from my horrendous cultural appropriation. So
yeah. I mean, we're trying to get as far away we can from number 4. Right, let's do number 6.
What did I have there? Oh yeah. You may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are.
I mean, it's brilliant, but I've no idea. I can't believe this is my idea, and I don't realize I knew nothing about. Right, go. Give us how many more? Do one more. I want to get one more, so I don't have.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Nah. Yeah. Okay.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Oh Jesus!
Oh God, I've forgotten what it's called.
I think it's all the accents. Oh no, hang on. No, okay. Right. Shall we do the answers? And then we can all say how many points we got. You get a point for each. There's 7 of them. So we'll do the answers and we'll see how much you get.
The last one, there are actually 2 answers.
See?
There were two films of that line. Yeah.
This is why I should never have been in this. Chris McDonald should have been going against Mark because he also has a subscription to Total Magazine, Total Film, and I was going to do this. I was going to present this, and 2 you were going to do it. And this is why. Turns out I've never. I'm too busy writing books. That's my excuse. Right, go on. Give us the answers. Number 1.
Can I have a guess? Can I guess as we go
on,
along?
Mark, you do it.
Because I'm needy.
Sure
I'm needy like that.
Yeah.
So the 12 Sharp Knives, I couldn't get that at first, but I think it's Scrooged. I think it's a Bill Murray line from Scrooged.
Excellent, Mark. You are.
Oh wow!
bang
I
on.
love that film. Now that don't. If anyone tries to ruin Scrooge, I will close this thing down.
Great film. Love it.
It's brilliant.
Nobody's allowed to say anything about Bill Murray, so you can't say.
Yeah. By the way, it's brilliant. If you get a chance, do watch it again. It's fantastic. What's really surprising is the special effects, like 30 whatever years on, 35 years on, still look really good. You know, like these things generally age really badly. Bizarrely on that one, they look fantastic, genuinely scary.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Scrooge and Scottish, obviously.
Correct.
Right. Okay, that's 1 point. Right, go on. What was number 2?
Oh,
I don't know.
I wasn't sure about this.
I don't know what order I did them in.
Okay, well, this was one about.
What was the quote?
The Sicily one.
Sicily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the Godfather.
Mark identified it straight away. Yeah.
Godfather in an Australian accent, I believe.
You flying right, you drongo.
Right, I'm going to say.
See, I didn't make a note of the accents, Caimh. So you get a point for the accents. I'll get a point for the film.
I'm still going to lose. But anyway, the next one was the bowling one, which I know I should know, but I think it's the one with it's the one with the bowling. It ties the room together. The rug ties the room together.
Yeah, that's the one. The Big Lebowski. Yeah.
And it was in a Belfast accent or Northern Irish accent.
It was, to be sure.
I'm 5 out of 6. This is
you brought the fucking Pomeranian bowling. Sure you did now. And
the next one I actually got as well. The next one was something we're all very sorry about happened, and was a line from the Princess Bride.
Yes, the Princess Bride. I couldn't identify the accent.
Well, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
By the way,
let's move on.
If you talk about ruining films, I'm going to get you back after this. Joy and Love, actually, for me. If you watch The Princess Bride again, that film, there's a bit in the middle where they just kill an animal that's horrible. That, like, at the time, people were like, yeah. And I'm, like, amazed it's in a kid's film, and it's genuinely horrible.
I mean, I love the film. Remind me about the animal being killed.
There's a pig. There's a sort of boar that's sort of that attacks them, what have you. But it dies really slowly. Like it does not age well.
Oh, yeah,
it was the 80s. We killed Artax in the Never-Ending Story. You know, we Watership Down. You know, loads of dead rabbits. We loved killing animals in the
80s. Right. Okay. Number 5.
Now this one
because we're still upset about number 4. But
now this one, I thought for a second, I heard you go first, and I thought, is that Raiders of the Lost Ark? But no, No, I think it's Marty Feldman in Young Frankenstein, the master.
Oh gosh,
Is it you?
Dude,
you go first, master.
You are good. Yeah. It was
And the accent was
wait, master. It might be dangerous. You go first.
Was that
can't have it yet.
It's Quimby. It's kind of Boston. That's kind of like because that's the Kennedy sort of thing.
Kennedy.
It's Bostonian. Yes.
Bostonian.
Say
Nice.
it, chowder.
That's the line I always think. Chowder.
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 Eat it up, Frenchie.
We chowder not because it is easy, but because it is hard.
Right, number 6 was,
I like it,
number 6 was in a French accent, and I can't remember what film it was. So can you remember?
I think it's a Christmas Carol because the line is from a Christmas Carol. It could be the Muppets. It could be any one of them.
This is an encyclopedic knowledge of film, Mark. In fairness, you may be an undigested bit of beef, a lot of mustard, etc., etc. I was channeling my inner Inspector Clouseau for an exaggerated French accent.
I would say this is offensive to the French, but number 4 is kind of already. I know, that's fantastic. Again, that's a film I've seen a lot as well. By the way, has anyone seen the Jim Carrey animated version of it?
Which one?
Jim Carrey's he was the voice in an animated version of it.
No,
it's terrible. Yeah. The only reason I'm saying that is it was the greatest film review I've ever seen was given by my little niece. We brought our 2 little nieces, and they were very young at the time. Like one of them's graduated college now and everything, but like this was days ago. They did an animated version of the Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey doing the voice, but they decided to do it really sticking to the original text, very dark, very bleak. And we thought, like, because Jim Carrey, everyone thought, well, this will be like a fun, lighthearted version of it. No.
Yeah.
It was so bad that we brought the 2 girls in. The younger one, or the one, she went home with Elaine because she wasn't in light. She was scared by it. And then me and her sister stayed and watched the end of it. And I remember turning to the end again because KK goes, so what do you think of that? And she was like, it was scary and boring.
Happy Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. The Muppet Christmas Carol, as far as I'm concerned, Charles Dickens, the Muppets saved that man's ass. He wouldn't be considered anywhere near as good about the Muppets. They're really carrying much of the weight there.
He has a lot to thank the Muppets for. Yeah, definitely.
They are very much the Simon in that Simon and Garfunkel thing there. As far as I'm concerned, he was a boring.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Yeah.
Like the lamb, not the rat. Like the lamb, not the rat.
A Muppet, yeah, you could just do across the board a Muppet Tale of Two Cities.
They really should. They had, you know what? When they actually did, because they've tried to relaunch the Muppets a few times, it hasn't worked. One of the funniest things I ever saw, though, was in one of the versions they tried to do when they did a sketch, and they did great moments in Muppet history, and it was great moments in Elvis history. That was it, and it was just the signing of the Declaration of Independence, all by Elvises. And it was, and it was just all these Elvises again, like, and it was the funniest thing. It's got to be on YouTube.
The one I remember is where it's moments in Elvis history, and he's Lawrence of Arabia, and he just goes behind a camel and goes, "Dang, it's hot." That was the Muppets Tonight, which was the last decent Muppets thing. Well, that Muppet movie in 2011 was quite good, but there is a difference between Henson Muppets and Disney Muppets. And Frank Oz summed this up, and he said, "Henson Muppets, everyone's different, and you celebrate that. But with Disney Muppets, everyone's different, but we're really all the same." And that's what they get wrong with the Disney Muppets. Whereas with the Henson Muppets, everyone's a slightly freaky, everyone's slightly red, everyone's got their own hang up, and you accept them for that and you celebrate it. And Gonzo is always doing this and blah, blah, blah. And that's what Disney's never quite got about the Muppets, which is, I get quite evangelical about the Muppets.
By the way, did you know the Muppets were in the original Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
They made a film of the first ever Saturday Night Live thing that we myself and Elaine saw in America, actually.
Oh, is it good? Because Ella, who was in Robot Overlords, is in it. She's in it, and I'm very keen to see it because she's
it's good. It's not brilliant, but it's interesting. Myself and Elaine saw it, and we kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't, it wouldn't blow your mind, but it was good because it's all set on one night, which is an interesting.
Yeah, they all picked on Jim Henson, didn't they? They all.
They were just horrible to Jim, and basically, what's his name is famously an arsehole. Chevy Chase.
Chevy Chase.
Yes.
Everybody who worked with Chevy Chase used to hate Chevy Chase.
Yes.
There's a book called Wild and Crazy Guys.
Oh yes, I read that.
Really good. Really, Chevy. The only people who come out of this well are what's his name from Honey I Shrunk the Kids, Rick Moranis and Steve Martin. They're the only ones who come out of this well. The rest of them, oh boy, howdy.
Yeah, what's his name?
Is it all the SNL people?
Yeah, like the original SNL. Chevy Chase comes across as a complete psychopath. And what's his name is also bad. The guy who died, Belushi.
Oh god,
clearly a nightmare. Who would have been? Let's put it this way: in this day and age, he would last 5 minutes on TV. Because his behavior in the background was not good. And but like, what's his name is? Was it Dan Aykroyd? I think comes across better than those do, but not brilliant.
Yeah,
but better. But what's his name? The Rick Moranis is the guy who incredibly. Everyone said, "Oh, he's the biggest star in the world" when he was doing, and he was, and he walked. And the reason he walked away was, if I remember rightly, his wife died. Yeah,
and he just stayed at home to bring up his kids.
Money, I'm going to take care of my kids, and did it.
Yeah.
And he going, wow, in Hollywood for someone to have that level of, and he did. He just he didn't even give it a couple. He disappeared for 15 years.
Yeah,
and he's only been in a few things now because his kids have grown up.
Yeah,
which is just amazing. But yes. Back to the thing. I believe we're up to number 7 now.
Okay. Now this has 2 answers.
Brent, so we remember this is the I think it's Russian.
Badges.
Oh yes.
Do it again so we remember because it's been a while.
We don't need no stinking badges.
Okay. So there's 2 answers there. The first is Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which is where the original line comes from, and then they used it again in Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because Mark, those lines if ever I'm over in England doing a table quiz, I'm looking you up.
So what was it? The French one was what was that from? That was from that was from a Christmas Carol.
The French one was from a Christmas Carol, yes.
Right.
And that was Blazing Saddles.
Cherie in the comments. Cherie in the comments says it might be in the Three Amigos as well, and I can believe that because it is one of those, in Treasure of Sierra Madre. It's like we got badges. We don't need no stinking badges. So it is one of these lines that's been parodied a lot of times.
Okay.
Out of 14 possible points, how many did you reckon you got from good accents and stuff? And everyone else, let us know in the comments what you reckon you got out of 14 there now.
Can I while you're counting them up, grant a request I see to David Farnsworth, who says, I'm waiting to hear, he's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy in a Scouse accent. But unfortunately he didn't have any Scouse words in it. Like can I have a can of chicken tikka and a Coke. He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy, like. So that's for you, David Boss. All right.
Did I tell you the story about my friend Mark? I told you that before about
who ended up as a character, didn't he? Or sorry, I made him
in Love Will Tear Us Apart, and he was so happy. Him and his 2 dogs were in Love Will Tear Us Apart, and he was.
I made him Scouse, didn't I?
And then you because it was a small thing, you made him Scouse, and I got a message from him like, I'm scared because you as Mancunian was like and it was like, just the funniest thing. Right, just giving out. PJ Dolan got 7 points for me. Now, is that 7 out of 14 or 7 out of because you have to give yourself a point for the accent and a point for the film.
I didn't.
I know that, or else it was way worse than me. If Debbie came 0, God love you, Debbie.
Debbie, that's not your fault. I've got to take some responsibility for that.
I reckon I managed to get 8, mainly because I got 6 of the accents. And even then, I kind of had I sort of had the which is a testament to you, Brent. You were magnificent both of us. 9 points. There we go, Laura. There we go. All the accents in it. Yeah. In A Christmas Carol, Princess Bride in A Christmas Carol. Yeah. To be fair, I gave myself a point for Godfather. I only got that because Mark said it, so I probably shouldn't get I probably should be fair.
Yeah, we got some 2 and 3s. Thank you, David. I think
9.
I terrified Dougie with that Scouse accent. Come up here, Dougie, lads. Come on, you're all right.
You know, my dog Diller is actually Scouse. He was rescued in Liverpool. Like we adopted him from Manchester, but he was abandoned in Liverpool, and he's currently trying to get his stick off it. He's currently pushing. But yeah, I always do the Scouse accent to him. I'm like, come on, big lad, come on. Doesn't seem to know it.
And does he look up at you and go, "Hey, give us some kibble there, lad"? Sorry for offending any Liverpudlian. I'm also. A Liverpool
I don't know. I don't think that'll be the complaint spread.
Jesus, Caimh, have you got me cancelled?
You know, this is back when I was actually thinking of doing the audiobooks for the Bunny books back in the day before we got Morgan and stuff at one point, because I was genuinely trying to do them. And I, honest to God, like I was trying to do them, I was working through them, and literally I was lying in bed beside Elaine at night, and she's like asleep. And I woke up in the middle of the night and went, "Oh fuck, there's an Indian doctor." In the middle of the night, my brain just went, "Oh Jesus, there's an Indian doctor."
How do I do that?
And I was literally, we were working on it. I was working on it with the vocal coach, and we picked out this Indian politician on YouTube, and I was watching videos of him. And she said, just follow him and kind of get his voice in your head. And yeah, funnily enough, a couple of weeks later, we hired Morgan. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no one counts the accent. See, there we go. Now there's a lot more. There we go. By the way, the others, come on up then. You can come up and say hello. Mark, you better pull out a dog quickly, or else people are going to start judging it.
Actually,
I've got Animal from the Muppets. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, actually, I've got a bonus dog. Hang on a sec. A bonus dog. I actually have 2 dogs. I should say. By the way, if anyone wants to know the different personality types of my 2 dogs, the other one's just sitting over there on the couch and couldn't be less arsed about coming up. We also have Nutley.
Oh,
I don't know. He was a present from somebody, but God knows where. And oh, nice. Oh, I love it, Animal. Here's a question.
Oh, I love it.
Here's your question. Top 3 Muppets.
Top 3 Muppets. Fozzie Bear, number 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotta be.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for Gonzo because he is genuinely nuts. And
I do like Gonzo. I think, do you know what? I'll tell you what I think the 2 weakest Muppets are. Kermit and Miss Piggy, I think, are the weakest Muppets.
I got a soft spot for Miss Piggy. I thought she was great. I don't know if she makes the top 3, but
I think Kermit's sort of weirdly bland, which kind of makes sense in the role because he ties it all together. But yeah, I don't. Rolf, I love Rolf. He was, I'd say him.
Oh, Rolf was great. Don't forget Stadler and Waldorf.
Oh yeah.
What do you think so far?
They're not as funny in reality as you remember them. One of the things where you look back and you go, some of these are all right.
Well, it was kind of one gag, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one gag, which is, I mean, I'm sort of Cookie Monster. I know he's I always think
he's on Sesame Street. He's not strictly a Muppet.
Oh, that's true.
Oh no! You can have Love Actually. The Cookie Monster is a Muppet. The Sesame Street crew are part of the Muppets family.
Fair enough. No, all right.
I'll give you are not part of the Muppets family. They are tangential, but no, I'm sorry. Because Sesame Street, Kermit was in both of them. Explain that.
Yes, that is true. There is crossover there. And actually,
a lot Muppet DNA.
A lot of the Sesame Street gang turned up in the original Muppet movie as well.
Yes,
so they popped up in that. Big Bird had a cameo. So yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Asking about we love for I love the concept of Fraggle Rock. I can sort of vaguely remember it.
Dance your cares away.
That's I was going to say it's an iconic theme tune.
And Uncle Traveling Matt, which was based on a visual effect thing. But the thing with Fraggle Rock is because it was Scottish actor who was the lighthouse keeper in the UK, Fraser. He played Mackay in Porridge. What's his name? Gobba. Anyway, Fraser.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, the guy who was the he's the I know him. I know what you mean.
But the trouble is, I don't think they kept the tapes. So the only ones you see now are the American. If you go on a streamer or whatever, Fraggle, or get DVDs of Fraggle Rock, it's the American ones. Which
so hang on, they did a different version for the UK.
Yeah.
Because
they did. That's right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should just have a
But you
podcast.
Good shout there from John O'Brien. Beaker.
Yeah, well,
Beaker was
when I was
great.
younger and my voice was breaking, my sister used to call me Beaker.
I mean, the Swedish chef is. I remember there's a comic has a brilliant thing about the Swedish chef. But like
The
what
chocolate
what they
mousse.
do with him in Sweden, and apparently he just does a funny accent from another Scandinavian country when he's in Sweden.
From Finland, yeah. Well, Finland and Sweden hate each other, don't they? There's a rivalry there. When they, because I think Sweden banned Life of Brian, and Finland said the comedy that's so funny that they banned it in Sweden.
By the way, here's a random thing. My book, The Final Game, there's the thing in it where there's no spoilers. There's a thing in it where it involves Russia.
Fulton Mackay, thank you.
Yes, there's a thing in it where it involves Russia and an Indian producer. We had meetings with him and all. Like Ed, our agent, myself, Mark's agent, had meetings with this guy over the internet and everything. It was hilariously. It was one of the funniest meetings I've ever been in, by the way, which I'll tell you about in a sec. But they wanted to take that book and put it in India and do it for Netflix. They wanted to do it for Netflix in India. Nothing came of this, obviously. But I said about the Russian thing. I said, "Oh yeah, no, we're going to make that Pakistan." And I went, "Whoa, hang on, we're going to India and Pakistan. Yeah, it's going to be India and Pakistan thing." I was like, I don't know if I really want to get in the middle of that. That seems like something that might be a bad idea. It's a weird meeting because brilliantly, Ed, who was our, best I said, mine and Mark's agent, we're on a video link thingy. I was in Ireland at the time. I think it was in COVID. Yeah, it was in COVID. And hilariously, we're having this meeting. And like Ed, being a good agent, went, and if you're doing this, will you be consulting Caimh, you know? And whatever way he took it, he took it like Ed had insulted me, despite the fact he was asking a question I'd asked him to ask. Because, you know, you want someone else to say it, so you don't have to say it. But, and this Indian guy was generally going, why would I not consult this man? This man is this man is, and like Ed was like sent like, and hilariously, we're having this like a meeting like now, and we're both on our phones at the same time, and Ed's going, this guy is fucking loose. I'm like, I have no idea what's happening now. And he's like properly just sort of going a bit batty about it, and he's like, he felt whatever way. There's obviously a language barrier. God, we're really offending Indians this Christmas party. But whatever language barrier was going on, he took what Ed asked as some kind of an insult to me, and he felt he had to like defend me from my agent. One of the weirder meetings. Not the weirdest meeting I've been in, but one of the weirder ones. What's the weirdest thing you've ever had happen in a meeting or an audition? That's a good question.
Well, I when I worked at Orion, we had the Asterix books. And if you remember, Ottakers did really well with the Tintin books because James Heneage, who ran Ottakers, loved Tintin. And we had Asterix, and we were like, we should get not just the Asterix books, but, you know, the toys and all sorts of stuff, because none of it was being imported to the UK at the time. And we spent weeks setting up a meeting with the Dargard, which is the publisher out in Paris. And what we discovered when we got there is that the sort of descendants of Goscinny and Uderzo, the families don't really get on. So we were sort of in the middle. The setting was fantastic because the meeting room looked like Vercingetorix's hall. You know, they had this table that looked like it was made from ancient stone, and all the chairs, and there were toys everywhere. Most amazing meeting venue. But yeah, it was clear that all our planning came to nothing in about 10 minutes. We'd gone all the way to Paris, and we were thinking, you know, immediately it wasn't going to work. But it was. I got a free trip to Paris. Got to sit in those chairs. It was, you know, it's fun. But oh my god, yeah, families.
Wow. Brent, have you had any weird auditions, Brent? You must have had some.
Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Caimh.
Well, I'll tell you, what was it, Nathan? Sorry, I was talking. Oh yeah, we were saying about weirdly. Do you remember the Magic Roundabout, which is a sort of for Americans, it's a weird thing, the Magic Roundabout, because the story behind it's kind of fascinating. It was a it's not an animation. What would you call it? It was a stop animation, I suppose.
Stop motion, stop motion,
yeah. And it was made in France, but in there it was kind of quite a conventional thing. The BBC, I believe, bought it and then brought it over here, and they got a guy to revoice it, and he basically made it into this sort of surreal kind of.
Emma Thompson's dad.
Oh, really?
Eric Thompson. Yeah, Eric Thompson.
Great stat. Wow.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he knows these things. But like here, it basically made it into this quite sort of literally a kind of stoner thing almost, wasn't it? It was like it was a real.
Yeah, it was a bit with Dougal and Zebedee and.
Yeah, it was sort of the first
characters.
kids TV thing that became like a weird adult hit, probably in British history.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, that kind of weird thing. And but they tried to make a film of it. They did in the end, but they tried to make a film of it. This was back in the early 2000s, and it was bizarrely the first paid gig I ever got as a writer. Was we were brought in and like, oh no, we were brought in for one night, bunch of people. They brought in like some of them weren't even writers, but they brought us people in. They gave us like 50 quid each, and they gave us pizza. And this production company sat us down and they sent us the script and they asked, we were sort of less of a writer's thing and more of a sort of
Hudshot room.
Yeah. And like I remember they went round and they were going, and people were going, well, the jokes don't, this joke is maybe not great for kids. And I said, there's not enough jokes for kids. And I saw one of these things where I was like, you're like, it's my first ever thing, and I was trying to be, and I was like, that way, but I couldn't stop myself from saying what I actually thought. I was like, so can I be honest? They're pleased. And I think, interestingly, I said what they actually realized was like, the problem with it is there just isn't enough jokes. It's not that they're aimed at the wrong people, is that they aren't here. And what was fascinating was it was already the 9th different version of it that writers, Arthur Matthews, who wrote Father Ted with that other guy, he'd had a shot at it. Lots of other people had a shot at it. And but the problem they had was they were trying to write a script for a show which in France and in Britain was very successful, but was basically two entirely different shows. Yeah. So it ended up being one of those nightmare situations where nobody could make it work because the French just rejected the scripts. They were like the British one, and the British one was like, well, this is terrible. It was acting like a French one.
Yeah, on hiding to nothing. And in the end, the one they made was so bland. And really, and it was tailored for the American market. They sort of smoothed off all the edges for the American market as well. So but the original was voiced by Eric Thompson, who essentially just made it all up. He had the stop motion there, and he did all the voices and wrote it, essentially rewrote it himself. So
I know we're past 10 o'clock. Let me just check in at my wife. Is there anything else we need to do, my love? You're listening, Stu's on this computer and I'm on this computer because everything's been messed up. But you're listening. We've all had a big Christmas thing. If anyone's got any questions for any of us or whatever, Mark, tell everyone about the books and all. You've had a great year with the books. When's the next one coming out?
So the Holly King is the fourth in the series now. Festive book, 99p on Kindle at the moment. So do treat yourself to that.
Genuinely, I know I always say this, but it is honestly one of my books of the year. I loved it. It's such a great book.
Thank you very much. Next one is The Corn Bride, which is going to be it's going to sort of wrap up this thread, and it's coming out March 13th in the UK. So keep an eye out for that. And
is that I'm also Sky one, or is that because you were saying that?
No, the one after that. Well, I can't say too much. There's a little bit of that in there. But also this year I brought out The End of Dragons, which is follows on from The End of Magic, which is my fantasy trilogy, and I'm working on The End of Gods at the moment. I'm about halfway through that, so that will hopefully come out next year as well. So yeah.
Fabulous. Brad, are you going to release anything we should know about?
Russell considering having a baby.
Well, you're doing a short story collection that we should talk about.
I was just about to say, I can't tell you how giddy with excitement I am to tackle these short stories. I did one of them for the podcast. It's funny. It's always, I don't want to make you feel guilty, Caimh, and I know you've had a busy year, but it's normally around about this time of year I would be finishing up on my Stranger Times annual 5 days in the studio, which is what normally myself and Paul take to do the books. So normally we would do them around first or second week in December and be finishing up around now. And I genuinely really missed it this year. So I have an aching for Bancroft and Co.
You'll have 2 weeks of it next year, so that's. But yeah, the reason why, if anyone's, I know we said it before, but in case anyone's wondering, the reason there isn't a Stranger Times book in January where there would normally be is it's a Christmas book. And as soon as I had the idea, they went, "Yeah, we can't release that in January or February." Like my agent said it even before the publisher said it, because like nobody wants to read a Christmas book in January. So they said it has to come out in October. So that's why it's gone back. But we're going to have the short story collection before then, which they'll be the best, their favorite ones from the collection, all the ones you've had over the podcast. It's quite. I'll tell you, I actually went through them all, read through them. There's a lot of them. I was really pleased with them when I went through them, and so we have to pick the best of them. It's going to be quite challenging to cut it down, because I'm also going to try and write possibly one more as well, a brand new one that will have you do as well, of course. And so there'll be that'll come out the first quarter of this year, I'd say, maybe March. And then the Stranger Times book in October with all that. The Ursula book's coming out in Germany in May, and it'll be out in the UK and be in English worldwide, I would say, early part of 2026, which I know sounds like a long way away.
Brilliant. I'm really looking forward to hearing and reading what you and Elaine have come up with for that. That's going to be
and there'll also be Bunny, of course, next year as well. There'll be a Bunny book in the middle of the year, Bunny verse anyway, and at least there'll be lots of stuff. So there'll be loads of stuff coming up. And thank you for everyone for this year for all the wonderful support. It's been fantastic. All the reviews and stuff. If you get a chance, as always, Mark will tell you this as an author. If you love somebody's book, the best thing you can do is stick a review out, put a shout out on social media. So if you've read Mark's, you've read mine, everyone else, do that. It's always greatly appreciated. And I know Brendan reads every single review we get on Audible. And Diller, what do you eat?
They've been very kind, very
Diller,
kind.
away from the bag. Right, we probably should finish because Diller's about to start eating something. Fitty's found on the floor. Oh, it's a bag of treats. Okay, good. But listen, thank you to everyone for that. Be loads of stuff. Keep an eye on as I said, keep an eye on the inboxes because there's something coming. And little Christmas treat just to say thank you for all your support. Wonder Wife, do you want to come on and say goodbye as well? Just give everyone a quick wave. Show me a jumper. I don't know if you've quickly told everyone yet.
Doggy Santa.
And minus my lycra, so now I can go cycling when I'm finished here, which is great. Listen, folks, thank you very much for everything.
Christmas,
Gentlemen,
happy holidays,
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, Queeve. Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for having me. Apologies again. I just love the fact Brendan's face is like, oh God, no, you're fine, Brent. Don't worry.
I was just doing what I was told to do.
That's exactly. She's our compliance.
It's clearly all Elaine's fault.
Yeah, she's our compliance officer. Ironically, what's going to happen out of this is a ethnic minority female is going to lose her job. So Merry Christmas.
You couldn't write it.
I mean, I could, and I probably will. Everyone else, thank you very much. It's always been a delight chatting to you all. Gentlemen, have yourselves a fabulous Christmas.
Thank you, everyone. Happy Christmas, everybody.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Thank you very much. And goodbye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
I'm just going to turn this off now. Bye-bye. End screen.